Hey Harnest family, welcome or welcome back to the nest. This is Harnest with Rose Joy, and this week's episode is specially dedicated to the soul care segment. Last week we did self-care, where we handled matters about stress management and effective coping mechanisms that you could use to help ease stress. From the title, we are going to talk about how can we keep dreaming even when the world feels heavy from a soul level. Just seated out here enjoying the weather. All of a sudden the weather has changed. I don't know if you can see the sky. The weather has changed, and now I think it would be safe if we just went to the house and shot this episode from the house, because I don't know, it might just start raining. Ka bado nimezuba hapa. So ladies, how do we keep dreaming even when the world feels heavy? If you wait for the world to become fair before you move, you'll be in for a rude shock. If you wait until the world becomes fair, you'll be paralyzed forever. I came to realize that when we talk about the world being unfair, the world being unjust, cruel, very complex, what exactly are we talking about? The people, because this world doesn't run on its own. It's run by people. It's people who are managing systems, people who are breaking systems, people who are trying to make it better. At the end of it all, it's people who are behind the system. Because we have people who don't care, people who don't give a damn, people who are so selfish with their own motives and intentions. That's why the world is the way it is. There's someone seated somewhere, often in these big boardrooms, where policies and decisions are made that by the time they come to the ground, they are already implemented, they were already premeditated, a well thought out process to benefit them and not necessarily to benefit the normal mwananchi. And because we have such people, the world is the way it is. We have all these problems, all these troubles, and it cuts across everywhere. Have you come to realize that it's not just your community that is suffering, it's not just your region, not just your county if you're a Kenyan, not just your country, not just Africa alone, but the whole world? Seems like everyone everywhere just has things going on. And for Kenyans, you know how June last year and also June this year, I don't know if that is how it will be for the other consecutive years that are coming, but politically speaking, it has been a very difficult moment for us. We have people in government who feel like they own this country. They'll do everything to remain in power, and there's nothing you can do. Even if you decide to call out on those bad things that they are doing, what will you do? That is the mentality that they have, and that's why they are doing all these things, bringing about policies that have nothing to do with you and me. They're just there to benefit them. Now, because we have such people, the world often will present itself as unjust, cruel, and most of the time just complex. Like this whole crazy thing that you can't crack. The very first thing I would want to say is that you're not powerless, you are planted. After experiencing all these things, and I don't know, maybe it's because I have grown up and now I understand things from a broader perspective, because I just ask myself, were things this bad when I was young? But right now, as an adult, as a taxpayer, as someone who wants better for themselves, someone who wants better for their family, who wants better for their future families, I feel how bad things are, and I ask myself, so what's the whole essence? Why am I even here? And the only person who gave me an answer to this question was God, because I believe, coming from a Christian background, the things that I know only God can answer. When it comes to such things, I ask myself, you mean I'm just here, and the way the world is so cruel, and the way the system is so broken, and things are not working out, why am I here? What is the essence of all this? At this point, I think we have tried to move 1,000 times, 100 times. I don't know, I'm just looking for light. It has rained, and then I don't have my ring light around, and so I'm just trying to look for the best location or the best place I can shoot this video from. Aki, we've moved so much, gotten distracted even in the process. Okay, I shot when I was still outside there, and then I came and shot for another 5 minutes, got distracted, and now this is the third section, and then I'll have to loop all these videos into one. But guess what? We have all it takes, yeah? We have all it takes. Back to what we were talking about. From a Christian background, there are things that I know only God can give you the answers. And some of those things are exactly what's the point of us being here when all this is happening. The world has just become something else, and you're asking yourself, so am I just supposed to go through these hard things? Am I just supposed to go through the system, suffer a little while, get success in this area, fail in this place, fight for human rights, do all these things, and just to die? And that's not the whole point. The whole point is we are souls, and souls come from somewhere. Souls originate from somewhere. There is someone who is the owner of all these souls, and the owner of our souls, as I believe, as Hanest family, I believe and trust that it's God who owns us. At the end of the day, he's the one who sent us here. He had a certain plan. He had a specific thing and destiny for us, and that is why we are where we are. And being here is not just a coincidence that we are here. We are here because at the end our souls are going to go somewhere. Coming back to what's the essence of all this, because God has a plan for us, and that plan from the Bible, we know that it's a good plan, a plan to give us a hope and a future. And because as souls, this is not our home. The world hosts our bodies. That's why we needed these bodies to survive here in the world. Maybe in the world before we were thriving as spirits, we don't know how that world looked like. But at least there's a glimpse of where we are going. Again, it won't be like this world. Okay, this is another area I don't want to go deep in, because I also don't know. I'm still in the process of understanding what eternal life means. So by God's grace, when we'll be able to unpack that field again, we'll be here to talk about, to help each other understand. So what does it mean to have eternal life? Knowing that God sent us here, he sent us with a purpose, and therefore we are planted. Going back to the first thing that grounds us, that should ground us as the Hanest family, that we are not powerless. Instead, we are planted. We are planted here for a certain thing, and that thing boils down to you being the light. In whatever you do, guys, it doesn't matter if you're a farmer, if you're a doctor, if you are an actress or an actor or whatever it is. The whole essence of you being here is you being the light of the world. Whatever you do, you are here to shine your light to the world, because we have already discussed how dark the world is, how crazy the world is. Oh my God, now we have to sit through all that chicken noise. Nieleweni tu, I'm at home, I'm in the village. Yeah, I'm just next to the chicken coop. And so yeah, you'll hear a cock crow in a few moments and whatever it is. So the whole essence of us being here is for you to be the light to this world. And being a light, it doesn't come with one formula, like this is the only way that you can be a light to the world. Light means the positive side of light, or anything that revolves around the positive side of light, that is the light. And anything that is on the negative is on the dark side. And so we are just here to shine our light to the world. And shining your light, it means your portion of light. It means I have my own light to shine, you have your own light to shine. All of us collectively are the ones who will light this world up. I cannot say that I have the responsibility of having, let's imagine there's this huge candle that you're supposed to build, and then this huge candle will be the one that will be spreading the light to the world. No, you just have that small candle of yours. I carry that small candle of mine, and a good number of us carry our candles. Automatically the whole place will be lit. And so to answer the question, what's the whole point? We are here to be the light, and being the light will also help you nourish your soul. It will help you keep your soul alive for the life after, because you remember, nobody is living this world alive. We'll have to go through death, and then whatever happens in life after death, that's something we'll get to know uko baadaye. But this light that you're carrying right now is the light that will help you open that door to eternal life. How do we keep dreaming and hoping despite it all? The very first thing we'll do is anchoring our visions on purpose and not outcomes. By this, I mean that all of us want to be successful. All of us want to live a certain kind of life. Now, at the end of it all, what's the essence of you doing the things that you're doing today? Do you just dream for status, applause, success? Do you just dream so that you can accumulate some materials for yourself? Do you just dream because you want to create a name for yourself? Now, if that is the whole essence of you dreaming, you will get to a dead end, because that's not what we are here for. As we already say that we are not going to come out of this world with anything, and therefore accumulating all these things, as living these kinds of lives, it's just supposed to enable us experience life on earth. It's just supposed to make our light shine bright. For instance, if you work so hard and you become a millionaire, the goal should not be to become a millionaire just to feel happy because you have tons and tons of money on your name. The goal is, how can I make it better for other souls? Now, if in the process of making it better for other souls, you find that you have accumulated yourself tons and tons of money, that's not a problem. Because this money, in essence, why you will have collected all this money in the process of making it better for other people is because whatever you are doing is making it better for these people, and that is why you are accumulating all these monies. Because you have earned your money in a truthful way. As Kenyans, you know where the truthful thing comes from. But if you got your money through integrity, if God was to ask you, so my daughter or my child, how did you make that money? I see you have so much money on your bank account. How did you make it? Are you going to shy away from that question? Are you going to cover your face because God, I went against you to get to accumulate all this money. I probably stole it from other people, or I manipulated the system to get this money. No, you're just supposed to be confident and tell God, you gave me this money. Yeah, you're the one who gave it to me. I mean, I didn't do any crazy thing. You're the one who gave me all this money for me to use, and I'm using it to make it better for other souls. Okay, and that's why I'm saying the whole essence of your vision should be on purpose and not on outcome. And therefore, I believe that we should dream because there is something that is burning inside us that wants to be expressed, and not because we just want to be better than other people. No, there is something that you feel like your soul needs to express, and therefore you will express it in that way. So ask yourself today, is what I'm doing today tied on a particular outcome based on how the world has viewed, or based on how the world is, or is it tied to my purpose? The next thing you're going to do is to start with the next possible smallest change. Sometimes, and as human beings, we dream. That is something that God has not denied anyone. You've dreamt about maybe this thing that you want to do, or this person that you want to meet, or just whatever it is that you want to experience in life. You have also dreamt about it. When you look at that big picture, sometimes because of how life is, seeing where you are, there's no possible way you'll get to that place. There's nothing that is even giving you hints, and because you can't see that vision from where you are standing at, you tell yourself, okay, there's no way. You just leave that dream to go because you feel like, how am I even supposed to get to this point? When you assess that situation from that angle, you'll not move, you'll feel paralyzed, you'll get discouraged because there's nothing encouraging to make you go down that direction. And that's why we are going to take the next small step. For instance, I'll take my example. I wanted to build this channel from 2022, and I have been debating starting, not starting, me having the right tools, or I'm not ready, or I don't know how to go about it. It's just now, or this year, or last month, when I decided, you know what, we are going to start with what we have. It has taken me from 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, okay, 2 to 3 years. It has taken me all that time for me to finally tell myself, let's sit in front of this camera and talk to these amazing people that God will send my way. I had gotten myself maybe something like a tripod stand that can help me do this, a ring light, those small things that I could afford afford to make this thing possible. And what is that small step that you feel like you need to take? Is it creating that Instagram page for your business? Is it making a phone call to someone? And for some people, there's this thing that you want, and if you just do a mail to a certain company, or if you just call someone, a certain person, it will be an opening door, or it will be the very first step that determines the 1,000 miles that you're going to walk. Look around yourself and ask yourself, what is the next small step that I need to do to enable me get to where my dreams are? By the way, I came to realize you always know what you need to do, especially when we talk about the small steps. You always know that, by the way, I don't need a whole container right now. I just need to go to maybe Gikomba, get this number of tops, and then come online and tell my followers that I'm selling these particular things, and if you are interested in buying this type of clothes, then give me your money. You always know what to do. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to protect your inner environment rather than your outside environment, your inner space rather than your outside environment. Why? Now that you're talking about dreams, God didn't tell me about your dream. I don't even have a glimpse of your dream. Nobody, and I mean nobody. It's not just me who doesn't know about your dreams. Absolutely no one knows about the dreams and the visions and the things that God put inside you. Just you and Him, and maybe the heavenly bodies, the angels who are supposed to help you navigate through this thing. And therefore, it's important that your inner space is well protected, because I'll come out here, I will propose to you some things that you need to do to get yourself from point A to point B. But if that's not what God told you to do, you're going to implement what I said, and in that particular field, it's not going to work, and then you'll tell yourself that, okay, this was probably a bad idea. But it was not a bad idea. You just followed someone else's manual or someone else's opinion with regards to what you are told to do. What does your spirit tell you about things? Do you just do things because of external pressure, or this is what is trending, this is what people are into nowadays? Or do you do things because your spirit tells you, you know what, I think you should take this road, I think you should consider doing this? And it's so funny because we can have the same goal. For instance, we may all want to be nutritionists, right? But then God tells you that I want you to focus on women and children, and then He'll tell someone else, I want you to focus on geriatric, I mean those 65 years and above. I want you to focus on a specific health illness, or I want you to focus on the food processing industry. All of us may have gone to school with the dream of making it better for the nutrition industry, but how we are going to implement that dream is different. Make sure that the decisions that you make arise from your inner climate and not from our external things. And this is not to say that don't follow advice. You can listen to someone and then your heart will tell you, I think we should do this, and then you can hear someone else's opinion and you're like, I don't think this one will work for me. That's exactly what I'm talking about. If your spirit is okay, is well nurtured, then you are sure that your spirit will always lead you to the right decisions, to the right people, or to the right places that you need to get the information that you need. You can nourish your soul by tying it to the owner. Unfortunately, there is no other way of nurturing your inner climate. It just has to be the owner who keeps you plugged in. Especially knowing how the world is set up, you knowing how crazy people are, how bad systems have been broken, how crazy the whole universe is. You want to tell me that you decide to maneuver your way through this world without the one who owns your spirit, and you are telling yourself that you will succeed like that? Guys, let's not lie to ourselves. Ask yourself, what fuels my soul and what keeps it alive? Maybe reading your Bible. For those who fast, could be fasting. Whatever spiritual rituals you involve yourself in, those are the ones that will enable you nourish your soul so that the external world doesn't have that much impact on you. On to the fourth point. I want us to define victory differently. The world has defined victory in many ways. For instance, could be something to do with your title in your work area. Could be the type of organization that you work with. Are you in the private sector or in the government? And are you the CEO? Are you the MD? Are you the whatever these titles are? Now, for someone, if you are a junior staff, you may feel like, okay, I'm not that important, or I'm not that successful because I'm just an assistant, assistant manager, or assistant this, assistant that. You feel like, I'm just, because I'm the assistant, or my cadre is way lower than theirs, then I am not successful. That's not how, as the Honest family, we are going to define victory. We are going to define victory by how best we have done whatever it is that our souls have been sent to do. How best have you done that thing that you are supposed to do? How best have you handled your patients? How best have you handled your children, the children that you are teaching? Or how best are you taking care of your family? As a mother, how best are you showing up for your child? It's not a matter of, okay, because I took my child to an international school, that's why I am successful as a parent. No, we are not going to use those metrics. The only thing you're going to see if you're successful or victorious in your pursuit is how best have you showed up for yourself. Because we are human beings, we are dynamic. Success won't just come in one specific way because you did this one thing and that is why you are successful. No, success will always come. In fact, every day we have moments of success. Did you wake up or did you go to work today? Yeah, I showed up at work. I did my targets of the day. That is being successful because you have showed up for your company, for your organization, and you did what you are supposed to do. And that is being successful. So let's shun the whole idea of I need to be a certain way or I need to do a certain thing for me to be victorious or for me to be successful. And that's why our definition will always be internal. How best have you showed up for your life? How best have you showed up for your destiny, for your purpose? And the last thing, which is the most important thing that gave me yani nilifeel nika nimepumua, because if you are someone like me who feels like I need to make the world better, I need to do better for these people, for these children, but I just need to save the world. If you are someone like me who feels like or who thinks that they're supposed to save the world, this one is for you. Let go of the idea that you are a hero and think of yourself as a bridge. See yourself as a bridge and not a hero. The whole notion of you seeing yourself like you need to save the world, you need to make it better, it has a way of giving you this burden. And because you see how bad things are, you see how crazy people are, you become paralyzed because you know that you can't. And it's because, yes, it's true, you are not called to save this world. This world was saved, I think, 2,000 years ago, or I don't know how many years ago, the times of Christ. Christ came, saved the world, and because he was the beginning and the end, no one else will save this world. This world, in fact, doesn't need saving. It doesn't need saving. And because he already saved this world, we're just here to pass through for a season, and in the process, prepare our spirits, prepare our hearts for the eternal life. And therefore, breathe. Take a chill pill and breathe. The world is not here to be saved the way it is. You're just, as we already say, that you're just here to shine your portion of light. And therefore, because you've gotten rid of that burden of you being a hero, see yourself as a bridge. And what do I mean by seeing yourself as a bridge? Think of yourself that whatever I'm doing today, I'm doing this because someone in 10 years time, 20 years, 30, 50 years time, or agree with the fact that you may not even see the impact of what you're doing right now. Yeah, agree with that fact that it may help someone. Let's take, for instance, our struggle for independence. Most of the people who fought for independence are not even here. It's me and you who are enjoying the gifts of independence. And because of that, the world or our country has evolved to become this other thing, or it has evolved in different sectors. And because of that, we also see where the problems that we are experiencing came from. And that is why we are fighting to make it better for the children who are coming, for Gen Zs, for Gen Alpha, or for children who are even yet to be born. Some of them, or if not all of them, are going to benefit from the impact that we are doing in the world today. So from wherever you are, see yourself as a bridge. Whatever I'm doing today is going to benefit someone in the years to come. Could be your family, could be your children, could be your children's children, and whatever generation that it will benefit from. But you're doing it because you're also enjoying someone else's effort, someone else's ideas, or the fact that they didn't give up on something. That's why you are enjoying whatever you're enjoying right now. It's the same way that someone else will be free, someone else will be confident, someone else will experience life in a better way because you chose to dream, you chose to actualize those things that you feel like your spirit yearns to present them to this world. As we had already said, just show up for your peace. Do what you can do today for yourself and for all those who will benefit from whatever you are doing. Don't carry the whole world on your back because you're not supposed to, and you're even never meant to carry this whole world. Jesus already came, saved it for you and me as his children. He just wants us to do our portion. He just wants us to be faithful with what we have, to be faithful with what he sent us to do here. And so my closing words are, when the world feels too heavy, too crowded, and too loud, remember that you are never called to carry it all. Just carry your peace, your voice, your light, your little candle. That is how we make it better for ourselves, because you know that you came here for a season, for a reason, because you know that whatever you're doing is tied to your destiny, is also tied to the people who are coming right behind you. You will see the need of why it is that you need to continue dreaming. You need to continue having those good intentions, those good plans, those good thoughts that you still have in making it better for other people. You will not give up and say, okay, the system is so broken and therefore I don't need to do anything. I think by now we now know that we just need to do our portion. I do my part, you do your part, and then by you doing your part, I will have benefited from it, and by me doing my part, you will also benefit from it, and the whole universe around. So guys, that has been all about keep dreaming even when things are not so good on your end. And that's it for today's self-care episode. This is Honest with Rose Joy. Until next time, goodbye.